Okay, so I have documentary questions for Erin. So, question number one, Erin. If we were to try and document the entire family's history, I mean, think back to like when we saw that Civil War documentary when we lived off of Neff, and it literally was like a 10-night event with the photos. It was like, here's when, like, and so literally, and with the music and everything, like, where would you start if you were me, or what advice would you give? Like, should we start very simple in terms of like having written narratives for people? And if we're going to do interviews, I mean, for sure, we've got to like have something that matches up with the timeline. Like if we're going to interview Linda, interview Mom, anybody, right? Shouldn't we like have some questions from different pieces so that we're not just sitting down and be like, tell us about blah, blah, blah. And it's like the time I asked Ruth Baxter about the Great Depression, and she gave me a 45-minute till tape right now. Like, what would you do if we were to like tape something knowing it's for a future documentary but not knowing exactly what?
I think you have to address all the moves, all the times that we've moved, and maybe those are landmarks instead of periods of time, like...
Because those were significant.
That's how I departmentalize my life, is where did we live when that happened.
So when we say like the Edmonds house...
Yeah, if you told me 1987, I'd have to go, well, where did we live?
All right.
So that having the timelines documented that way, I think we can recreate it.
Yeah.
And that way you can say, okay, well, so in the summer of.
Yeah.
But we won't know in the summer of what until we figure out where were we.
But okay, so let me ask you about Mom, for example, because I think, and even Linda agreed to do this the other day, but I don't think she realizes how involved this will be. So let's say that we're going to do a multi-part interview with Mom, so that it's on tape. But you're not just going to want to cover the moves. You're going to want to cover. We're going to want to ask about Ruth, and at various different eras when she lived with us, each different time. You know, if it makes sense, approach the death and things like that. But also, you're going to want to get some back history of what she can tell us about Ruth. Give us some insight into her that we can't recreate ourselves.
Okay, but so it's a documentary about Mom. Right?
No. We're going big here. That's the thing. I'm still conceptualizing, but our immediate family, my life, which is already its own bit. So it's kind of like that, Civil War series in a way. But what I need, while everybody's still alive, is the raw material to work with. Because if we miss that, you don't have it.
Okay. Well, you definitely need documenting of major life events. So birth of children, when you met Dad, when you married Dad, that whole romance story. She has this whole interesting thing about how she dated her cousin. I don't know if she wants to share that in a documentary, but...
So, and doesn't that hold true for every subject that's being interviewed? So, like, major events, right? So if it's about our family, obviously we're going to tie it together in all the interviews. Like if it's us riding along and tie it together by the same questions about this move, Ruth here, the time you guys showed her throw Mama from the train, like tie it all together, right?
Right. Well, so you're giving kind of almost a cartoonish outline of her, of each person. You can't really present a whole in-depth story of every single thing, so you have to zoom out and kind of go, what are the highlights of this person? And
unless it's going to be like 1,000 hours long, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So when you think about someone famous like Barack Obama, okay, his dad is Kenyan, his mom is white, but he wasn't really involved in raising Obama, and he was actually raised by his grandmother, who was actually somewhat racist and afraid of black men on the street. That's not that detailed, but you get a whole picture of his childhood in that one paragraph. Just like, that's amazing.
Yeah, well, and again, this is just for our production notes, but it'll be really dicey whether or not we include certain details, like the house was messy or if she was abusive. Like, it'd be really a difficult decision to decide that ahead of time, like whether or not we're going to ask those questions or keep that out. But
If you're going to tell the story about the crazy cat lady, you can't leave out the crazy cat part.
can't leave the cats out.
No.
Okay. But she is not here to tell her piece, so it would be our take on it. I'm not advocating. Okay, she beat the hell out of me with like a leather strap and a wooden spoon.
Are we talking about Grandma now?
Yeah, we are. So it's really hard to defend her because she like hit me in the face with a leather strap. Okay.
But she was also so two-faced. So everybody outside of our experience thought she was the greatest, and she'd turn on her sweet charm.
Oh, I like that twist.
Right.
That's a good twist. We could do it.
So if you interview like Sherry and Diana about Grandma, they're like, "Oh yeah, well we always had such a nice time, talking to Grandma."
Yes. One thing I will tell you, because we had a funeral here last week for someone in the church, and many people had lots to say about that man. I mentioned privately to Rick and a few other people about what had happened at Grandma's funeral, and I said I don't want to ever see again in my life, and I don't want to ever see anyone have an experience where it's like, would anyone from the family like to come up and say a few words now? And everyone's eyes just sort of glaze over, and it's like, the thing is, like, so wasn't it like Fran or Eileen or somebody like that basically had to go up there and take one for the team? Isn't that what ultimately ended up happening there?
Yeah, but for Fran, Grandma was the greatest, so it made a lot of sense for her to want to talk at the funeral.
Okay. Because her stories were like 20 and 30 years earlier. It wasn't even current context. We were the holders of that knowledge.
Right. So she lived next door and she was over there all the time, but Grandma had like a major personality shift late in life. So it was like, are we going to reveal that now to everybody kind of choice? Or
Right. Well, I was just figuring that they would just figure it out myself personally. But okay, so just a couple more general questions on the thing, like video or audio. Can you actually picture Mom or Linda doing interviews on video? Or do you think a microphone's about as far as they're willing to go? What do you think?
you can always strip the video and keep an audio.
If they don't like the video, yeah.
Right, or if you want to cut in some pictures behind them or something. Isn't that easier if you did it on video?
Well, it is because, A, we get one shot at this, and B, so there was that film recently with Julianne Moore and Ellen Page where they were recreating the story of the Laurel Hester, that police officer that had died of cancer or whatever. If you go on YouTube, there was an actual interview from like the hospital with Laurel Hester, and she lost all her hair and stuff. It's like, that's the real stuff. Like, she really did an interview. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fake that. You can't recreate that. And I always find that fascinating to see like the real interviews with people. Like, I loved Jim Carrey, Man on the Moon, and all that stuff, but go back and watch TV interviews and stuff with Andy Kaufman. You can't fake it. You know what I mean?
I guess I've never seen interviews with Andy Kaufman. I have just a total side note.
We're going to do a documentary about our family, and we're strategizing how massive of an undertaking it's going to be. Starting simple, though, getting photos together.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I told you, but our mom is very ill, and we've realized that if there's any time to get her story, get this done, it's while we still have that shot.
So my aunt, she did not a memorial service, but a living service. And we went, and she had a caravan back with her. And they did slideshows and pictures of her whole life and family and all this stuff before she passed away.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. We went for a long weekend.
Did she enjoy
Family
it?
thing. Oh yeah, she loved it. She loved it. Of course. I don't remember what they called it.
I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not breaking tradition.
No, we went camping. We had food, and my family, they all partied and drank. And then on the last day or whatever, we had this slideshow, and everyone came around, and family pictures, and it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay, we have 6 weeks. Let's do it.
6 weeks.
It's a mom's birthday.
Oh,
You
her
can do it
birthday.
for
Her
her
birthday's in
birthday.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Just invite everybody and
Yeah. Well, we
slideshow.
have lots of photos. We're getting photos together for sure. And I think I found one of the princess photos Dad requested. She used to look like Princess Leia with the whole thing.
You can find someone that can play the piano too.
Yeah.
I think I might know someone.
Oh yeah, I was mentioning that was a nice service. That was really nice service. So I did a
Someone thanked me for not preaching.
for not preaching. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's
It's just that wasn't what the service was about. It was great. Everyone else preached.
Yeah, I got some pictures from that. And I put them on Photo Bucket, so I can send you this. I can send you this little album.
Okay.
But it's
What is it?
pictures from the service.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Expecting it all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, there's our agenda. That's a nice picture.
Oh,
of the
yes,
cake.
it
I
is.
like that. Now, I figured out that was the only way to get a picture of that bike was to go down from above because I took the glass just reflected.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. But my favorite part, which is really powerful, I didn't know about all this stuff.
Huh.
You like that one?
Yeah, he looks younger there.
Yeah. All these people that their lives are continuing because of him. There's 3 total.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. So the recipient of his other kidney is a woman in her 50s with end-stage kidney disease. So that was recipient. One of Ray's kidneys was transplanted into a man in his 50s with end-stage kidney failure.
See all that. That is really cool.
Yeah,
That's why we waited. That's why we waited for the service.
exactly.
I'm a kidney donor. You know that?
I think I chose the donor thing on my card. I don't know if that.
No, I mean I'm a kidney donor.
Like
You
you've already
donated?
done it.
Oh wow, to like a family member? Or-
Yeah, my sister.
Wow. Are we like the most compatible for our
And she used
siblings?
to pick on me too.
Are we the most compatible for our siblings? Yeah, is that right? Okay. Was I looking for it now? I forgot what. Oh, my ID. Yes, my ID.
She didn't take very good care of herself and it got infected.
Let's
Told
see.
her- They told her she could only have a
Yeah.
certain amount of liquids, right?
Yeah, see? See,
Oh,
I
yeah.
chose it. I chose that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
So they told her she could only drink a certain amount of liquids, ounces or whatever. So she went from beer to tequila or whatever.
After you donated your kidney, she did? How was Christmas go on in that family? That's-
Yeah, she didn't make it too long. Well, she did make it for years, but
Okay.
she made it for quite a few years.
That's upsetting.
Well, anyway, I can't believe it took this long. I've been trying to get some family members up here.
What did you just show me?
Pictures from the memorial.
Well, you showed me something that I was gonna. I grabbed my wallet. Now I don't know what I'm.
Oh,
looking
my
for.
ID. My donor.
Oh yeah, I want to see. Oh yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, thank you. I'm getting old. Restrictions. I'm a corrective lenses anatomical donor.
Corrective lenses and
Weird.
anatomical. Okay, that works.
I have to have glasses to drive.
Yeah.
Without my glasses, I can't read the road signs.
I'll probably get there eventually. Everyone else in the family has glasses. I'll probably
Without my
eventually get
glasses,
there.
I can barely read the exit sign.
Oh,
It's all blurry.
Rick.
Here, brother.
I want you to meet somebody.
Hi.
Hi. This is. Oh, first of all, hi. Hi. How you doing? It's my sister Erin. Erin, this is Rick.
Erin,
Rick.
pleasure. Heard a lot about you.
Oh, yeah? It's nice to
How
meet
come
you.
I haven't heard about her?
Oh!
We gotta catch up, bro. Wait in your spot.
Nope.
She actually said that. She said, we're not gonna bump anybody out of the spot. I'm like, no.
No, you're at the cool kids table, though.
Right. were you on a timeline? I didn't even ask. No.
I'm fine. Are you? I would have. Oh.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm going to stop that recording for now. Basically,